Greetings to you today for our daily Devo on this Saturday, August the 17th today. Our devotion from Charles Dickens, his excerpt of it anyway, is called Laughter, and it is what we're going to be reading from him is from my favorite, because I know it the best, and it's a movie, A Christmas Carol. It was a great surprise to Scrooge to hear a hearty laugh. It was a much greater surprise to Scrooge to recognize it as his own nephew's and to find himself in a bright, dry, gleaming room with the Spirit standing smiling by his side and looking at that same nephew with approving affability. "Ha ha," laughed Scrooge's nephew. "Ha ha ha ha. If you should happen by any unlikely chance to know a man more blessed in a laugh than Scrooge's nephew, all I can say is I should like to know him too. Introduce him to me, and I'll cultivate his acquaintance. It is a fair, even-handed, noble adjustment of things that while there is infection and disease and sorrow, there is nothing in the world so irresistibly contagious as laughter and good humor." When Scrooge's nephew laughed in this way, holding his sides, rolling his head, and twisting his face into the most extravagant contortions, Scrooge's niece, by marriage, laughed as heartily as he. And their assembled friends, being not a bit behindhand, roared out lustily, "Ha ha 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 ha." Didn't sound sincere, I know, but I'm not a good actor. "He said that Christmas was a humbug as I live," cried Scrooge's nephew. "He believed it too. He's a comical old fellow. That's the truth. And not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him." Wow, basically what Scrooge's nephew just said there was, he's got a lot of problems of his own. He's going to pay for them. Not touching it. And of course, once he gets into his dream, his first visitor is Jacob Marley, his former friend in business, his partner in business, and he comes in carrying those chains all attached to heavy weighted boxes. And of course, Scrooge will eventually ask what that's all about. "These are the chains I formed in my life," said Jacob Marley. "The weight of them, the things we cared about were ourselves and money. And that was now being carried by him and others that he'll show to Ebenezer Scrooge, being carried even into their death, as unable to do anything about it now and having to live out the repercussions of that." Some thoughts from Gene Fisher. Enough of my thoughts. In his article, "The Winsome Witness," Charles Swindoll calls laughter the most beautiful and beneficial therapy God ever granted humanity. Dickens also saw the benefits of laughter. He often used irony and satire to make his readers laugh. In this scene from A Christmas Carol, we see the contrast between Scrooge, a grumpy, anything but merry old man, and his young, fun-loving nephew. Laughter was a foreign concept to Ebenezer Scrooge. He saw no value in being merry, just as he saw no value in people celebrating Christmas time. Yet the Bible is filled with stories of rejoicing and celebration. One example is when Sarah gave birth to her son, when she was a very old woman. It was such an unbelievable miracle that Sarah laughed with joy. She said, quote, "God has made me laugh, and all who hear will laugh with me." Genesis 21:6. and their son's name means laughter. God's own sense of humor is apparent in the story of Balaam and the talking donkey in Numbers 22. Imagine the man Balaam beating his poor donkey when she opens her mouth and says, "What have I done to you that you have struck me?" in verse 28 of Numbers 22. Surely God must have laughed at Balaam's shock and surprise when his animal spoke to him. Proverbs 17:22 reminds us a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. So remember to laugh. Laugh long, laugh often. It's good for you. It's good for you. Indeed it is. It is good for you. It lifts a load from you when you sincerely laugh out loud. Job 8:21, he will yet fill your mouth with laughing and your lips with rejoicing. Again, we have to keep in mind who God is, what he's done for us. The invitation that Jesus gives, cast all your care on me. I'm gentle, learn from me. I'm gentle, I'm humble in heart. You'll find rest for your soul. That rest for the soul. That's what allows us to maintain a good attitude, maintain an even keel, even in the middle of, as we looked at yesterday, in the middle of this mad world that we live in. Knowing God, having this relationship with him through Jesus, the offer to carry our burdens for us, the encouragement, don't worry about tomorrow. Just deal with today, and he's with you today. He's with all of us today who put our faith in him. Laughter. Laughter is the sign, true laughter, not evil laughter, not laughter because somebody you don't like had something happen to them, kind of a getting even kind of laughter, but a real joyful laughter. That comes to us a lot easier when we know we have Jesus as our Savior, as our friend, who's helping to carry the load, cast all our cares on him because he cares for us. And that releases the soul from worry, from fear, which is a real joy killer for sure. Blessings to you today. And remember, one of the fruits of the Spirit, actually the second one listed, love is first, joy comes second. It's a close second. Blessings to you today on this Saturday.